This video is going to show you how to add multiple classes and goes into a little more detail about how to add classes. So we're going to start at the Bakersfield College website, and then we're going to go to Inside BC. And I click that and it logs me in. And then I'm going to go over here to My Bandweb. From here, I'm going to scroll down towards the bottom for Add or Drop Classes, and I'm going to click that. Now, just a note here, if you have not filled out your update form, right underneath Add Classes is that form. Go ahead and click on that and do that first, and then come back to the rest of this video. But for right now, I'm going to go to Add or Drop Classes. All right, so after you hit the Add or Drop Classes button, you're going to come to this screen, which asks you to select a term. And you can see I've already got Spring 2022 there, but I'm just going to click this drop-down menu, and I see that's my only option, so I could click it and then click Continue. So now I'm going to be taken to the screen where I can actually add classes, and there are two different ways to do this. So this first tab for Find Classes, you can search by subject and course number or keyword if you would like to, or you can come up here and click Enter CRN. If you did look up classes or somehow else you know the CRN, just go ahead and enter that right there, and you could go directly to Add to Summary. But I'm going to go back here and search so I can show you all the parts of the search. And I am going to look for a history class. I'm not sure which class I want, but I'm going to go ahead and just enter history. Now it pops up here in blue. You need to click that so it actually shows up as your subject. And I could just go ahead and click search, but I'm going to go ahead and do the advanced search to show you a few more things. Now this screen is kind of small when I look at it this way. I'd like to be able to take up this whole screen for my search. So I'm going to come in the middle of the screen and I see this little arrow that looks like a down arrow, and I'm going to click on that. And when I click, now I have the whole screen to do my search. So I'm just going to point out a few things on this advanced search. The first is campus. When I click in this campus box, I get all of the campuses that are available, and these are BC, Porterville, Saracoso. You just scroll all the way through. Now, saying that, I'm going to recommend you don't use this because it might limit you a little more than you want to, and you might not see online classes or hybrid classes, but you might want to click in this college box. And again, there I see Bakersfield, Saracoso, or Porterville, and you can choose your home college to limit you a little bit in that way. All right, so I'm going to click out of there. Another option I have is I could choose days of the week that I want to take my classes. If there are certain days that I'm available. Now, if there's not, I recommend you don't use this because it might limit you more than you'd like, especially for a course that has limited sections. The last thing here is this open sections only, and I am going to check that so I don't waste my time looking at sections that are already full. And once I do that, I'm going to hit search. And now let's see what comes up. Remember, I chose history. And I just want to show you this top list up here. The title of the class is first. This is your heading row. Then I have a subject description, which is history, my course numbers, my section number, and then how many hours or units it's worth, the CRN, and then this one right here is important, your meeting times. This is important as you're thinking about your schedule. And I want to let you know that these header rows can be pulled so that you can see more information, and there is more information here. So as I look at that meeting times, I can see it meets Monday and Wednesday from 9:35 to 11. The building is Humanities in room 12. This is important too. My start date is 1:15 and my end date is 5:13. That lets me know that this is a full semester class. All right, so I'm going to shrink that again so I can look at some other things. Next to that is campus. Okay, so this is a BC main campus course. That looks good. Status, I see there are seats available. This just tells me where this course can be used, and then I have an add button. I think this class will work with my schedule, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click add. There we go. Let's see what happens now. All right, so now as I look at my schedule, that world history class, that's what I was looking at, it's on my schedule. But it's in this gray and white stripe, which lets me know that's not really on my schedule yet. And just as I thought, I come up here, the first line is that world history class, but my status is pending. I'm not done yet, and if I leave right now, this class is not on my schedule. So in the action column is web registered. To get this to actually be on my schedule, I need to go ahead and click submit. So let's do that. All right, I hit submit, and a few things change now. That world history class now shows that I'm registered. And if I look at my schedule, now it's in green with a little check mark that again says, okay, this class is on your schedule. All right, that's great, but I didn't need to just add one class. I want to add a few classes right now to make sure I get the classes I need for this term. So I'm going to go to the top right-hand corner up here and click Search Again. I'm going to shrink this box down again so I can see all of my search terms. And I can take off history because I'm done with history, but I really need an English course. So let's see what I've got as far as English. All right, remember, click that in that blue so it gets added to your search. I'm not going to change anything here except I want open sections only, and it remembered that, so it saved that selection, and I click search. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add English B50. All right, so I added English B50. This one is a night class, so it's all the way down here. Again, it's in this gray and white stripe. It's not at the same time as my other classes. So I think I'm good. I'm going to go ahead and hit submit and see what happens. All right, so now it's in purple. It's got a green check. When I come over here, it says I'm registered. Let's do one more class. So we're going to add one more class to our schedule. And I'm going to start back at that search again. So top right-hand corner, search again. And this time, I want a public speaking class. I know that's one of my requirements. It's in the communication department. So I start typing communication. Here we go, communication. I don't know what the course number is, but this one needs to be on BC main campus because that's where my others are. I'm only limiting myself because of my schedule. And then I'm going to click open sections only and click search. All right, let's see what we've got. Public speaking, that's what I was looking for. It's B1. Now I have a lot of things on my schedule, so I need to make sure that they don't interrupt. They can't be at the same time. I already have a Monday, Wednesday at 9:35, so that's not going to work for me. Monday, Wednesday, 11 to 12:35, that'd work. And then I can just go right from one class to another and not have to go home or anything. I think that's a winner. Okay, so it's on the main campus. I know that I can see that right here. I do want to check and make sure it's a full semester class. That's important. All right, full semester class, all right. And now I'm going to shrink this so I can see that add button. And here we go, the 11:10 to 12:35, let's add it. Let's see what happens. All right, so now it's right underneath that, like I had planned. It's in that gray and white. I remember now, that's pending. So I'm going to come over here. The status says pending, and I'm going to click submit. As we wait, okay, we see it's successfully added. It's now on my schedule. It says registered over here. We have registered now for 3 classes. I think you get the idea of how to do it. If not, reach out to your admissions and records department.